Cagayan, Rizal, Palawan, Cebu, Siargao. These areas are known for their majestic caves, crystal blue waters, white sand beaches, daredevil terrains, and Instagram-worthy shots. In 2019, the provinces of Rizal, Bohol, Negros Oriental, and Palawan were among the top 15 locations with the highest number of domestic and foreign travelers. The Department of Tourism also logged 118,000 arrivals in Siargao in the same year, which was a significant rise from 2018's 89,000. But what makes this area so travel-worthy and unique? It can be summed up in one word: karst. These areas are characterized by sinking streams, caves, enclosed depressions, fluted rock outcrops, and large springs. They are especially common here in the Philippines due to the abundance of limestone areas and our tropical climate. While initial studies have been spearheaded by the Mines and Geosciences Bureau through its National Geohazard Assessment and Mapping Program, Karst Subsidence Hazards Assessment, there is still a gap that must be addressed between surface and subsurface processes on karst terrains to help decision-makers develop appropriate management plans against karst degradation. Through the funding provided by the Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Council for Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technology Research and Development, the Mines and Geosciences Bureau is spearheading the climate-responsive karst management for sustainable tourism in the Philippines, also known as the PhilKARST Program. The PhilKARST Program aims to apply climate change adaptive research for sustainable planning and development of vulnerable karst regions while promoting environmental conservation practices without compromising the economic benefits derived from these resources. It is divided into two components, which will focus on the influence of surface and subsurface processes in karst degradation and its impacts on sustainable tourism, and the quantitative assessment and statistical modeling for geologic hazards in karst landscape. Under these components, PhilKARST program will aim to fill the gap on the relationship of surface and subsurface processes in karst terrains and provide a more quantitative tool in the assessment of karst geologic hazard. PhilKARST program will focus on two principal areas: the municipality of Nido, Palawan, and the municipalities of Del Carmen and General Luna, Siargao Island. These renowned tourist areas were selected due to their differences in formational and depositional age, tectonics, and climate, which will provide a comparative analysis for the two project components. PhilKARST program will employ the following methodologies for data gathering and analysis: remote sensing and karst feature inventory, subsurface imaging using ground-penetrating radar, hydrogeological assessment, hydrochemical analysis, karst hazard inventory from field survey and historical accounts, and statistical modeling. By the end of this program, the following outputs will be provided to the target beneficiaries: an inventory of sinkholes, caves, karst springs, and carbonate rock samples, physiological and chemical trace element analysis of water samples, geological, hydrogeological, and geomorphological maps, a karst management plan, karst hazard inventories for sinkholes, landslide, and flood, sinkhole, landslide susceptibility maps, up-to-date land cover maps, soil infiltration capacity maps, sinkhole, landslide, and flood hazard maps, reproducible methodology or a guidebook for karst mass movement and flood hazard assessment. Ultimately, the PhilKARST program aims to help local governments sustainably manage karst landscapes within their jurisdiction and make sure that these resources will be enjoyed not only for the present but for the generations to come.